Guys, what in the actual fuck? It is official. We live in a post-FNAF movie world. That is fucking insane. But what is more insane is the fact that it even came out. Not gonna lie, I was a very hard believer that this movie was dead. I mean, like, because, come on. Against all odds, through thick and thin, it actually came out. I wonder what the reviews look like. What? Now, with the vast majority of movies, I agree with the audience score because, well, critics are just straight up full of shit, but 25? 20 fucking 5? Yeah, sure, I do understand that the movie isn't the kindest to new audiences, but I mean, if you're going to see Five Nights at Freddy's, you're going to see Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, I have seen this movie twice. Once I watched it at home on Peacock the night it came out on Peacock. And then the day after that, on Friday night, I went with a friend and his brother and some of his friends, and we saw it. And dude, like half the people were in cosplay. Not to mention, I'm going to see it again next weekend with some more friends. If you are going to see Five Nights at Freddy's, not as a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, and you're expecting a good movie, no. This shit is made by Scott Cawthon. Bro is a fucking mess of a man. And yeah, sure, this movie's a mess, but it's a great mess. This movie is the definition of brain candy. Just sit down, shut up, and have a good time. I mean, like half of the fun is like just sitting there and being like, wow, I'm actually watching the FNAF movie. Truthfully, honestly, my review of Five Nights at Freddy's is a very solid 7 out of 10. Well, let me retract that statement real quick. Well, what I was about to say at least. I was about to say that there was not a single point in the movie where I wasn't having a good time. There was one. Which part am I talking about exactly? Well, you're about to fucking find out because this is the recap. Y'all, I am so sorry, but I'm just gonna have to loop this clip for the entire video, which is a fucking shame, but the reason I have to do it is because I cannot find any clips of the movie for scenes that I need to talk about, so sorry. The film opens with our protagonist Mike Schmidt in career counseling for beating a father in front of his kid. God damn. The career counselor, Steve Raglan, tells him that he has very limited options. He offers him a security job, but, you know, it's only nights, which he can't do because of his young sister. He denies the offer, but quickly takes it up again when he realizes that the best way for him to keep custody of his sister is by, starting with a job. He takes the job, and at the job, he falls asleep because, what else the fuck are you supposed to do? And he has a dream, which he has every single night. The dream is of his brother being taken. Jesus fucking Christ. He does this because of dream theory or whatever. It's confusing, and I don't really feel like explaining it. But here on the job, he discovers something new with the dream. 5 children show up, and he believes that they saw who took his brother. Which is the reason he has this dream every single night, is to see if he can find out who took him. While having the dream at the restaurant, he discovers new things about the kids and his dream. Later, we learn that these kids are the ghosts of the kids possessing the robots. Well, because, obviously. After a MatPat cameo, Aunt Jane, which is the one who wants custody of Mike's sister Abby for the check from the state every month, tells a group of people to, go trash the place. If they do this, Michael fail at his one job, which is, keeping people out, even though he's not on duty, but okay, whatever. Anyway, they break in, they die, shit happens. In the people that die is Abby's babysitter, Max. Because of this, Mike has to take Abby to the restaurant. At the restaurant, the animatronics get a bond with Abby, and they build a fucking fort. This is the scene I was talking about earlier, the one I don't like. Sorry, correction. Can't fucking stand. I genuinely hate it. It's awful. It's awful. After building the fort, Mike and Vanessa, the police officer we met earlier in the film, go to the back room for something. I don't remember. In the back room, Vanessa accidentally shows Mike a springlock suit. Foreshadowing. And when they return, they find Abby had just hurt herself after strumming Bonnie's guitar. Because of reasons. As Mike and Abby leave, Vanessa tells Mike that if he brings Abby back here, she will shoot him. Fair enough. Due to this, Mike has to turn to Aunt Jane to watch over Abby the following day. While Abby is in Aunt Jane's protection, Mike goes to the pharmacist to get more drugs, well, sleeping pills that Vanessa threw into the river earlier in the film. At the restaurant, he falls back asleep and has the dream again, but this time, something completely different happens. His brother's still there and, alive. The ghost kids tell him that he can have this dream every night, but he just needs to trade his sister for it. And without thinking, Mike says yes. Though he quickly regrets this and tries to take it back, which the ghost kids don't like very much. They attempt to kill him, which doesn't work out all too well. Mike escapes into the protection of Vanessa for, exposition. Vanessa tells him that William Afton is the one who killed the kids and his brother. And who's William Afton, you may be asking? Steve Raglan, the career counselor from earlier in the film, who is also her fucking father. Yeah, no, definitely not something you want to hear from someone who's been giving you fuck me odds the entire film. While all this is going down, Abby is being scooped up by Golden Freddy to taken to the pizzeria. At the pizzeria, Abby is led to the back by Chica, who almost puts her in a Springlark suit. But Mike arrives and saves her just in the nick of time. But as they're making their escape, Springtrap shows up, who is also William Afton. But also does Vanny, and they're helping the good guys now. Springtrap's defeated, the day is saved, movie over. Right? Right. And that, my friends, was the very, very simplified version of the story of Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie. And honestly, I am fairly tired, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Do I recommend watching Five Nights at Freddy's? Yeah, of course. You're gonna enjoy it, unless you're just a fucking wet blanket. To enjoy the movie, all you gotta do is sit down, shut up, and have a good time. And until next time, this was Brank.